So it is my honor to bestow the ULA President's Award to Rebekah Cummings. Rebekah has been indispensable to ULA over the years, with responsibilities ranging from ULA President to Advocacy Co-Chair. In 2022, she keynoted the 2022, that's repetitive, Fall Workshop. It was truly inspirational, and it was exactly what I needed to hear at the time. It was really meaningful to me. Over the last year, while I've been president, I've been so grateful for Rebekah's contributions to the Advocacy Committee and Library Beyond the Health. Rebekah has been available at a moment's notice to meet with legislators, all kinds of elected officials, and advocate for more library-friendly legislation. On another occasion, she was able to arrange pro bono legal help for ULA. Indispensable, like I said. Above all else, thank you, pro bono legal help. yeah. Above all else, Rebekah is someone I feel privileged to know. She's super impressive, kind, and accessible. I hope she's able to participate in ULA for years to come, because we're a better organization with her in it. Thank you, Rebekah.
Thank you so much, Patrick. They said I could say a few words, and so I'm going to take that opportunity. And I do want to also thank my husband one last time. He was the free pro bono legal assistant, so I feel like we need to give him a round of applause. So this week I started thinking about the fact that it was at this conference 6 years ago when Dan Compton passed me the ULA President's gavel. There he is. And I gave a speech up here on how we needed to turn the well-earned support that libraries and librarians have into legislative support and political capital. And at the time, I had absolutely no idea how to do that. Now, thankfully, we had a lot of expertise right here in this room. I have learned so much from Peter Bromberg and Trish Hull and Jamie Carter and others of you in here who have been building relationships with your elected officials for years. Together, we found library champions in the legislature like Luz Escamilla, Carol Spackman-Moss, Brian King, and they have coached us along the way. What I have learned in the last 6 years is that by showing up, speaking up, and building relationships, we can make a difference with our legislature. As Patrick talked about this morning, a lot has changed in the last few years. We have struggled personally and professionally through COVID, through book challenges, through censorship battles. We're learning how to navigate this crazy information landscape that's just rife with misinformation, and now we're having to figure out artificial intelligence on top of everything else. Our job is not always easy. But you guys, you keep showing up and meeting the needs of your community. You keep connecting people with the information they need. You provide the warm and friendly and safe spaces for them. You help launch small businesses. You make sure every Utah has access to high-speed internet. And maybe most importantly, you still foster a love of reading and literacy that is the backbone of having an educated populace. The work that you do is so good, and you should be so proud of it. Now, in case you haven't already heard, I'm running to be the Lieutenant Governor of Utah this fall. With my amazing running mate, Brian King, he really is the top of the ticket, but this is just an incredible honor. It's such an enormous opportunity, and it never would have happened without this professional association, without the support I've had from all of you, and the trust that you've given me over the past few years. Thank you so much for that. Okay, now, we need to keep the momentum moving forward. So people are always asking me what they can do to help with library advocacy. And I'm going to tell you the same thing that I tell all of them. I am going to challenge every single person in this room, even the non-Utahns, that is fine. Whether you are the director of your library or a volunteer at your library, tell yourself right now you're going to reach out to one elected official in the next month and talk to them about libraries. Reach out to them and tell them the great work that you're doing and the impact it's having on their communities and their constituents. And hopefully this November, go out there and support people who support libraries and stand in opposition to bills that harm our profession. If we can do those two things, it will have a tremendous impact. So thank you again for this award. Thank you, Patrick, for the kind words. Thank you to my professional partner in crime, Peter Bromberg, without which none of this would have been possible. And most of all, thank you to my family, to my husband Robert, and my kids, Aiden, Harper, and Ashton. I love you guys. Thank you.